Tell me the three set of veins which are draining into the lower venous end of the heart tube. They are called as. See, there is a placenta sending umbilical veins. Then there is yolk sac sending Whitelane veins. Yolk sac sending Whitelane veins. So placenta will send the umbilical veins. Yes. Yolk sac will send the Whitelane veins. Yes. Can you tell me what the body wall will send? Body wall, you mean to say somatic body wall? Yes, somatic body wall. What they will send? I think inferior vena cava, superior vena cava. No, that is adult fetus. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, fetal veins. Yes. Cardinal veins. Yes, correct. So cardinal veins later form superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, but in the adults. Whitelane veins will form portal vein, but in the adult. Umbilical veins degenerate. So this is a future. Yes, actually, placenta is drained by umbilical veins and they have no function in the adult, so they'll degenerate. But in the fetus, yolk sac was drained by Whitelane veins and later they will form the portal vein in the adult. And body wall drained by cardinal veins and later they become superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. You know, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, they are on the right side. So what happened to left side? They have regressed. Left side. What happened to the left side? Left side they have regressed. And what if they are on the left side also? Then you'll have double SVC, double IVC. You don't want double SVC, double IVC. So left is normally regressing and right side they are persisting. So superior vena cava, inferior vena cava are on the right side of the midline, but if you have persisting left SVC, IVC, then you'll have double SVC, double IVC. This is what you have to remember. Left normally are regressing. Okay, so you're talking about cardinal, Whitelane and umbilical veins which drain into the lower venous end of the heart tube. Yes. Can we see some diagrams for them now? Yes, they are here. See. First of all, you have known there's a heart tube which is pushing the blood to aortic sac into the pharyngeal arch arteries, into the aorta. There's dorsal aorta, right and left dorsal aorta, and this aorta will send the blood into body wall, and then it is sending blood into the yolk sac, and then it is also sending the blood into the placenta. Then placenta is sending blood back into Whitelane veins towards the lower venous end of the heart tube, and similarly the yolk sac will send the venous Whitelane veins into the lower venous end of the heart tube. This is what we have to discuss now. And the body wall, there's a anterior cardinal vein which later becomes superior vena cava. There's a posterior cardinal vein which become inferior vena cava. They are cardinal veins, common cardinal veins draining into lower venous end. This is what we want to discuss now. So you're telling this is the heart tube having some lower venous and upper arterial end. Yes. And you're telling that this upper arterial end will be some aortic sac there. Yes, aortic sac, you have known. Aortic sac is the output channel. This is the input channel. The lower venous end, yes, it is the input channel. Where is the veins coming here from? From the body wall. There is anterior cardinal vein and the posterior cardinal vein. So body wall drain anterior cardinal vein, posterior cardinal vein joining to form some common cardinal vein. Yes, and enter the venous end of the heart tube. What will happen to them later? Later, anterior cardinal vein contribute to superior vena cava and posterior cardinal vein contribute to inferior vena cava. So inferior vena cava formed by posterior cardinal vein. No, not only posterior cardinal vein, but posterior cardinal vein contribute to inferior vena cava. There are other veins also contributing to inferior vena cava. Which one? That we'll find out later. But one of them is posterior cardinal vein forming inferior vena cava. Okay, then what about the other veins? Actually, this will be superior vena cava, inferior vena cava draining the body wall, but you have to drain the other parts also. Like what? What is drained into the lower venous end of the heart tube? See, yolk sac drain into the lower venous end of the heart by Whitelane vein. which will later become portal venous circulation to absorb nutrient from the gut tube and carry it towards the liver for metabolism. You are telling this vitelline vein which drain the yolk sac will later form the portal vein to absorb nutrient from the gut tube to carry it to the liver for metabolism? Yes. You know what the yolk sac become later? Gut tube. When the yolk sac become gut tube require a vein, isn't it? So that vein was vitelline vein becoming yolk sac. The yolk sac having vitelline vein, gut is having portal vein. What about the placenta vein? Placenta vein is umbilical vein, and as you remove the placenta, they will degenerate. They have no function in the adult. They degenerate. So let us revise it quickly. As you're revising, you want to see the future of the cardinal vein, vitelline and umbilical vein? Yes, that's what we are doing. But before you do that, you have to look at the 5 parts of the heart tube. 5 parts of heart tube. What are the 5 parts of heart tube? I'll tell you. There is the venous blood which is entering from the lower venous and entering sinus venosus. If the blood is entering sinus venosus, it is right horn, left horn of sinus venosus, and the blood will come to primitive atrium, primitive ventricle, and bulbous cordis and exit through truncus arteriosus. What are the names? See, blood will come to the right horn, left horn of the sinus venosus, and then it will go to primitive atrium, primitive ventricle, and bulbous cordis, and then truncus arteriosus. Remember, the sinus venosus is the smooth inflow tract, and the bulbous cordis is the smooth outflow tract. If you say the bulbous cordis is the smooth outflow tract and the sinus venosus is the smooth inflow tract, then what about the rough trabeculated portion of the heart? 4 chambers. There are 4 chambers in the heart. They have smooth inflow, smooth outflow. They have rough trabeculated portion also. What about the rough trabeculated portion of the 4 chambers of the heart? That is primitive atrium and primitive ventricle, forming rough trabeculated portion of 4 chambers of the heart. So you mean to say that bulbous cordis will form smooth outflow tract, means smooth part of ventricles there? Yes, outflow is ventricles. And you're telling smooth inflow tract of the parts of the atria here. Yeah, atria are incoming channel. So smooth part of the atria. Yes. And there's a rough part of atria. Yes. There's a rough part of ventricle. Yes, and then there is a smooth part of ventricle. This is what we want to discuss. Yes, but we have to discuss this in great detail. This is just the overview. Remember, there's a right horn, left horn of sinus venosus, which is receiving 3 set of veins from each side. 3 set of veins means cardinal, vitelline, and umbilical on each side. Yes, that's what we have to discuss now. So there is a right vitelline vein, left vitelline vein. Yes. And right-sided cardinal veins, left-side cardinal veins, yes. And there's right and left vitelline veins, yes. Draining into the lower venous end, which is right horn, left horn of sinus venosus. Yes, that's the point here. Let's do it. In this view, what is this view? Front view of the developing baby. If you are looking at the front view of the developing baby, then what is this? This is right horn, left horn of the sinus venosus, draining blood into the heart tube. And what are the 3 veins there? See, anterior cardinal vein, upper body, posterior cardinal vein, lower body, joining to form common cardinal vein, draining into right horn, left horn. And what about the placenta? This is the umbilical veins. What about the yolk sac, the vitelline vein? So this is the diagram we have to draw. Yes, let us draw. You are telling that this is some right horn and left horn of sinus venosus. Yes, this is sinus venosus. Sinus venosus is the lower venous end of the heart tube. So this you are telling right horn of sinus venosus and left horn of sinus venosus, and that is where you want to drain the 3 veins, isn't it? Yeah, that's what. Okay, then drain it. See, you have to talk about the yolk sac, later becoming the gut tube. And in the beginning, the yolk sac will have the Vitelline vein, yes. Later the vitelline vein should become portal vein. Okay. So how the portal vein is formed is a question. So you're telling vitelline vein will become portal vein as the yolk sac become gut tube? Yes. How it is formed? I think we got right sided vitelline vein and left sided vitelline vein. Yes, there is right and left sided vitelline vein draining the yolk sac. This is the yolk sac. So this is the yolk sac, and you are draining by right vitelline vein and left vitelline vein where? Into right horn and left horn of the sinus venosus, that is the sinus venosus. Okay, so I'll tell you what happens is a small part of the left vitelline vein and a communication between the two vitelline vein and major portion is from the right vitelline vein that will form the portal vein. Portal vein has major contribution from right sided vitelline vein, yes, and minor contribution from the left sided vitelline vein. Yes, actually portal vein is formed by, yes, a minor component of the left vitelline vein and an anastomosis between the left and right vitelline vein and a greater contribution from the right sided vitelline vein. Why? What will happen to the rest of this or that? That regresses. Everything else will regress. Okay, this is about the formation of portal vein. So portal vein is towards the right side. Yes, it is towards the right side basically, though it begins on the left side but goes towards the right side. Okay, fine. What about the placental veins? If you're talking about the placenta, this is the placenta now, and placenta is having some veins which are draining where, see, this is placenta sending veins into right horn and left horn of the sinus venosus. Yeah, okay, but in fetal circulation what happens is right regresses and left is left. What is that? See, there was this placenta and draining into the right horn and the left horn of the sinus venosus, and you had this right sided umbilical vein and you were having the left sided umbilical vein. So what is happening then? See, in fetal circulation right regresses and left is left. You mean to say only left umbilical vein is left? Yes, that is the point. In fetal circulation, right regresses and left is left. It means that the right umbilical vein will regress and the left umbilical vein will be working in fetal circulation. What is the adult remnant of that? If you say adult remnant of left umbilical vein, then it will actually become ligamentum teres of the lever. So ligamentum teres of lever is the adult remnant of the left umbilical vein. Yes. Is it doing anything? No, it is just a vestigial structure. It is just a vestigial structure doing nothing at all. So right has already gone. Yes. And left is also vestigial in the adult. Yes, that is what. Okay. Then what about the body wall? You did not discuss the body wall. Body wall. Okay, body wall. This is body wall. Now, if this is the body wall on the right side, left side? Yes, right side, left side. So this is the body wall on the right side, left side. What is it doing? It is draining. How? You remember there was this anterior cardinal vein draining the upper body? Yeah, I remember. There's a posterior cardinal vein draining the lower body. So what do? They are anterior cardinal vein on the left side and posterior cardinal vein on the left side. Yeah, okay, there is some anterior cardinal vein, upper body, left side. This is posterior cardinal vein, lower body, left side. Now what is happening? Now what is happening is actually these veins, yes, they join to form common cardinal vein which drain here. A common cardinal vein is formed now which will drain into the right horn of sinus venosus, the body wall. Yes, similarly you will see on the left side. So similarly we see on the left side also. Yes, You're telling that an anterior cardinal vein, posterior cardinal vein will join to form some common cardinal vein here? Yes. And that common cardinal vein will drain into left horn of sinus venosus then? Yes. And that all will drain into the heart tube upward? Yes. All that blood will go in the heart tube upwards. Now, tell me the future of cardinal veins. Future of cardinal veins, I will tell you. I think this anterior cardinal vein should become superior vena cava. Yes, contribute to superior vena cava. And posterior cardinal vein contribute to inferior vena cava. Yes, partly contribute to inferior vena cava. So it will happen here also? No, it will regress. It will regress. Why it will regress? Because if it does not regress on the left side, you will have double SVC and double. If it does not regress here on the left side, then you will have double SVC and double IVC. You want double SVC? No. You want double IVC? No. So this must regress, that must regress. And because you're telling that they are regressing, that is why we have superior vena cava on the right side, inferior vena cava on the right side, because left side veins, they regress. If they are present, then you'll have double SVC or double IVC. So this is what you wanted to discuss. Yes, that is what we wanted to discuss. Can we revise it now? Yes, you revise it. This is the revision. Vitelline veins are concerned with the absorption of the nutrient from the gut tube to carry it to the liver for metabolism. So it will form portal venous circulation. Who is forming the portal vein? Both the vitelline vein. No, which is the major contributor? It is the right-sider. What was the left side? Left side was having minimal contribution. So what is portal venous circulation for? See, it is the hepatic vein and mesenteric vein, and they absorb the nutrients from the gut tube and carry to the liver for metabolism, and after that carry to the heart, the metabolites to the heart. Oh, means when I eat food, the food is absorbed by the gut tube and it is to be absorbed by the mesenteric vein into the portal vein, into the liver for metabolism, and liver into hepatic veins, into the inferior vena cava, into the heart. Metabolites are going to heart now. Yes. So it will include the hepatic portion of inferior vena cava. Yes, hepatic portion of inferior vena cava, because you have to carry the metabolites to the heart also. So that is about the vitelline veins, carrying the metabolites to the heart. The portal vein is for absorption of nutrient, carry to liver for metabolism, and then carry the metabolites towards the heart, so that heart can send it to the full body, pump the metabolite to all parts of body. That is what it is doing. Okay, then what is umbilical veins doing? Umbilical, what they do? They do nothing. They are degenerated. So they are degenerated. Yes, they have no function in their health. Then what the cardinal veins doing? Cardinal veins, yes. I have told you 3 cardinal veins. I will add more. You have told 3 cardinal vein. Which one? Anterior cardinal vein, posterior cardinal vein, common cardinal vein. Now I'll add subcardinal vein and supracardinal vein. 5 cardinal veins now. 5. What is happening? What is this anterior cardinal vein contributing to? Anterior cardinal vein contribute to superior vena cava. That you have known, but I am more concerned with the inferior vena cava. So you want to discuss inferior vena cava now? Yes. Who is contributing? 4 veins. You have to remember 4 names. 4 names. Who is 4 names? Right-sided, because you know IVC is right-sided. Right-sided. Yeah, what right-sided? Right-sided vitelline vein and right-sided posterior cardinal vein and the subcardinal and supracardinal also. Oh, you are telling that there is right-sided vitelline vein which will form the hepatic portion of inferior vena cava? Yes, hepatic portion of inferior vena cava, right-sided vitelline vein. Then you will tell me that there is some posterior cardinal vein which is contributing to inferior vena cava. Yes, along with that there is subcardinal and supracardinal also. What are they doing? See, posterior cardinal vein is beginning of the IVC. Beginning of the IVC means when the common iliac vein join to form IVC. Yes. Then what is subcardinal doing? It is actually the infra. This is actually a renal segment. it will form the renal segment. Actually, your diagram will come, then it will be more clear. But the subcardinal vein will form renal segment of the IVC and even suprarenal segment. You mean to say above the kidney? Yes, renal and suprarenal. Then what is the subcardinal? The supracardinal forming? Supracardinal will form the infrarenal segment of IVC. What is that? Below kidneys. Yeah, below kidneys, infrarenal. So it will form infrarenal portion of IVC. But this cannot be understood without the help of a diagram. So we have to see a diagram and then make the diagram. So you are talking about the formation of IVC now. Yes. This is the beginning of IVC. Yes. And this is renal suprarenal IVC. Yes. And this is infrarenal IVC. Yes. Can you see the diagram now? Yeah, diagram is coming. As we look at the development of the inferior vena cava, we'll find there are 4 veins which are chiefly contributing, though there can be other minor contributions. And we want to focus upon the name of those veins. We already have discussed some cardinal veins, so that will be in the similar pattern. You see, as we are looking at the hepatic portion of the inferior vena cava, you will find that hepatic portion of inferior vena cava is being contributed by right-sided vitelline vein. And what is this right-sided vitelline vein contributing towards? It is contributing towards the hepatic portion of inferior vena cava. Actually, the right-sided vitelline vein is going to give us what is called as the right-sided hepatocardiac channel. So there will be one right-sided hepatocardiac channel formed, which is, the name is suggesting it will drain the liver towards the heart. That is the job of inferior vena cava. So this right hepatocardiac channel is contributed by chiefly the right-sided vitelline vein, and that is going to form the hepatic portion of inferior vena cava. Now, inferior vena cava has one more portion, which is suprarenal and the renal portion. Means wherever the kidneys are, that's part of the inferior vena cava and above that. So it will be the renal and suprarenal portion. Which vein is contributing there? If you're talking about that area, it is called subcardinal vein. Subcardinal vein. And what about the infrarenal segment of IVC? If we are talking about the infrarenal segment of the IVC, then the vein contributing there is the supracardinal vein. They are on the right side basically, because inferior vena cava is on the right side. So right-sided supracardinal vein, yes, and contributing the inferior vena cava below the renal area, yes. And what about the beginning of the inferior vena cava? The beginning of inferior vena cava will find that it was contributed by the posterior cardinal vein. If you remember, we have discussed that there is some contribution by posterior cardinal vein for the inferior vena cava, and that is contributing to the beginning of the inferior vena cava. In fact, what happens is that this posterior cardinal vein will form sacrocardinal vein, and the sacrocardinal vein will form the beginning of inferior vena cava. So this is what we wanted to focus upon, and once this is clear in this diagram, we can proceed further to draw the same diagram. We will draw the same diagram. As we are drawing the same diagram, it is basically the various veins contributing to the formation of inferior vena cava, and as we have suggested, the beginning of the inferior vena cava is a vein which is called as the posterior cardinal vein. Now this posterior cardinal vein, which is actually forming the beginning of the IVC, actually it is contributing to what is called sacrocardinal vein. So there is a sacrocardinal vein which is contributed by the posterior cardinal vein, and that sacrocardinal vein ultimately contribute to this part of inferior vena cava. What is this? This is the initial part. Now, if you say this is the initial portion of IVC, then what about the other portions? As you will find that this is the kidney, And what is kidneys doing? Kidneys, they drain into the inferior vena cava with the help of renal veins. Now, if you say kidneys drain into the inferior vena cava with the help of renal veins, you'll find that there is one infrarenal segment, and who is contributing to that infrarenal portion of the IVC? Infrarenal portion of the IVC was contributed by the supracardinal vein. So it is here we have got the supracardinal vein. Yes, supracardinal vein is contributing to the infrarenal segment of the IVC. Then what about the renal and suprarenal segment? If you are talking about the renal, or maybe it is the suprarenal, this area, this you can say is the renal and suprarenal portion of the inferior vena cava, and that was contributed by the subcardinal vein. Subcardinal vein on the right side? Yes, the subcardinal vein on the right side. And what is the terminal IVC contributed by the hepatic portion? If you're talking about the hepatic portion, then we can tell this is the hepatic portion of the inferior vena cava, or it is the terminal portion of the inferior vena cava is contributed by right-sided vitelline vein. If you say it is a right-sided vitelline vein, I think it was actually contributing to some right-sided hepatocardiac channel. Yes, right-sided hepatocardiac channel, and that is the one which is contributing to the terminal part of the IVC. Once you have this idea, understand this is all happening on the right side. And what will happen to the left-sided veins? Left-sided veins, they disappear. And what if the left-sided veins were also there? Then you will have the double IVC. You want double IVC? It must be regressing, otherwise there will be double IVC. IVC is present only on the right side. Now, with that idea, you are going further asking, this question is asking, superior part of IVC. What is superior part of IVC? Terminal part of IVC. So, superior part, terminal part of IVC. I think as far as we remember, anterior cardinal vein is contributing to superior vena cava. Yes, so that cannot be the answer. Posterior cardinal vein is contributed to IVC, but the initial part of IVC, so that cannot be the answer. And vitelline vein, I think vitelline vein, right-sided vitelline vein was forming the hepatocardiac channel and the superior part of IVC. This is the answer. Yes, that is the answer. Now, if you say this is the answer, what about the umbilical vein? Umbilical vein do not contribute to inferior vena cava. So, they are not contributing. No. Okay, so we'll keep our answer as vitelline vein. Yes, your answer should remain vitelline vein, right-sided mainly, majorly. Okay, what is this? This is what it is doing. What it is doing? It is forming the right-sided hepatocardiac channel and contributing to the superior part of the inferior vena cava. Then what are the other contributions? That we have to now elaborate and discuss. So what is this? This, you remember, there were two anterior cardinal vein on the right and left side. They contribute to SVC. Or they contribute to SVC, not the IVC. No. Then what about the posterior cardinal vein? Because I have one on the right side, left side. Yes, they will be contributing to inferior vena cava, but only this part. Only this part means the beginning of IVC. Yes. And then there are some supracardinal vein. They will form the infrarenal portion of the IVC. Then there is some subcardinal vein also, which will form the renal and suprarenal portion of the IVC. So this is all what we have to discuss and draw also. So we have to draw this now. What is this? Formation of IVC. You say this is the terminal IVC and contributed by supracardinal, subcardinal, and also the right-sided vitelline vein. That is how IVC is formed. What is all contributing? See, it is mostly right side. Yeah, right side. What is this? This is the right-sided posterior cardinal vein, and then it is communicating with supracardinal vein, and then supracardinal vein communicating with the subcardinal vein, and the subcardinal vein contributing and then communicating with the right hepatocardiac channel. So this is how the inferior vena cava is formed. Yes, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Where is it going? To the right atrium. And where is it coming from? The union of two common iliac vein. So union of two common iliac vein will form the IVC. Yes, anatomically. And then drain into the right atrium. Yes. Can we draw this diagram? Yeah, of course, you have to draw the diagram. Now, let us draw the diagram. So, what about the cardinal veins? Cardinal veins, they are actually anterior cardinal vein on each side, posterior cardinal vein on each side. And what are they doing? You remember they were joining to form common cardinal vein, and this common cardinal vein should drain into the right horn, left horn of the sinus venosus. Now, you will see that there are other veins also. What is this vein here? This is called as the supracardinal vein. So, right side, left side. Yes, that is the supracardinal vein. Now, if that is the supracardinal vein, I think there is some subcardinal vein also. Yes, there is. You can see that here. It is subcardinal vein. So, that is the subcardinal vein now. Yes. And I think there's a right-sided vitelline vein. Yes, it is there. It is contributing to this. What is this? This is the right-sided vitelline vein, and it is contributing to the right-sided hepatocardiac channel. Right-sided hepatocardiac channel, which will form the terminal portion of the IVC. Yes, who is forming the beginning of IVC? That is here, posterior cardinal vein. And after that, who is contributing? See, first you have the posterior cardinal vein, then you have the supracardinal vein. And after that, there is the subcardinal vein. After that, there is the right vitelline vein. So this is all. Yes, you see. Number one, it is the posterior cardinal vein. And number two, it is the communication of posterior cardinal vein with the supracardinal vein. And number three, it is the supracardinal vein. And number four is anastomosis of supracardinal with subcardinal vein. And what is number five? The subcardinal vein itself. And number six, it is the communication of the subcardinal vein with the right hepatocardiac channel. And number seven, the right hepatocardiac channel itself. So this is how the IVC will form. Yes, it is posterior cardinal vein, and then it is a supracardinal vein, which is then joining with the subcardinal vein, and which is joining with the right vitelline vein. This is how the inferior vena cava formed, but it is formed on the right side. What if I have it on the left side? If you have persistence of left-sided veins, then you'll have double IVC. That is already a question, it has come. So you mean to say whatever we have discussed is all on the right side, Yes, it is on the right side, and the name of the veins were right-sided vitelline, right-sided subcardinal, right-sided supracardinal, and right-sided posterior cardinal. And what is this? This is the double IVC. Why you have double IVC? I told you. The left-sided veins should disappear, but somebody is persisting. Who is that? Infrarenal segment. Who was forming infrarenal segment? Do you remember? That is persisting. You mean to say left-sided supracardinal vein, which contributes to infrarenal IVC? Yes, that is contributing to double IVC. Now you'll find different books giving different answers. They'll say you have double IVC because of the persisting sacrocardinal vein on the left side. You mean to say posterior cardinal vein, sacrocardinal vein? Yes, some books say double IVC is because of the persisting left-sided posterior cardinal vein forming sacrocardinal vein. So can that give a double IVC? Yeah, maybe. Some books will say it is a persisting supracardinal vein, and there are other variations also. So we don't go into much variation, but we just deal with this answer. What is the question asking? It is asking double IVC. Tell me what is the answer. Double IVC. I think left-sided veins are persisting. Yes, which left-sided veins are persisting? And you know this is the answer. And what if it is not found? If it is not found, then you will say your answer is sacrocardinal. And if that is not found, then who was forming sacrocardinal? You mean to say posterior cardinal will become the answer? Yes. You mean to say in this question, best answer is choice number D. Yes, it is given in Moore embryology. And what if D is not found? Then make it choice number B. Why? Because Langman's embryology. But why are you preferring Moore embryology upon Langman embryology? I have reasons, my reasons. I have gone through a lot of books, not only embryology, but also pediatric surgery books and a lot of books. Radiology books also. So I feel that D is better than B. And what is B is better than? B is better than A, of course. A can also be the answer, of course. So best answer is D. Yes. After reading many books, this is what I decided.